昔、アンナという子供がいました。アンナは星や月、宇宙のすべてが大好きでした。Once there was a child named Anna. Anna loved the stars, the moon, and everything about space. 彼女はとても好奇心旺盛で、いつももっと学びたいと思っていました。She was very curious and always wanted to learn more. 彼女の好きなことは、夜空を見て遠い世界を想像することでした。Her favorite thing to do was to look at the night sky and imagine faraway worlds. ある日、アンナは自分の望遠鏡を作ることに決めました。One day, Anna decided to build her own telescope. 彼女は自宅で望遠鏡を作る方法について本を読み、動画を見ました。She read books and watched videos about how to make a telescope at home. それは大変な作業でしたが、アンナは決意を持っていました。数日後、彼女の望遠鏡は完成しました。It was hard work, but Anna was determined. After a few days, her telescope was ready. アンナは新しい望遠鏡を使うのが待ちきれませんでした。その晩、彼女は星を見るために外に出ました。Anna couldn't wait to use her new telescope. That evening, she went outside to see the stars. 空は澄んでいて、星空観察に最適な夜でした。彼女は望遠鏡を空に向けて見始めました。It was a clear night, perfect for stargazing. She pointed the telescope at the sky and started looking. 最初、アンナはいつもの星や惑星を見ました。しかし、彼女は何か違うものに気づきました。At first, Anna saw the usual stars and planets, but then she noticed something different. それは小さくて明るかったですが、彼女はそれを見たことがありませんでした。アンナはじっくり観察し、そして彼女は気づきました。それは新しい星でした。It was small and bright, but she had never seen it before. Anna watched closely, and then she realized it was a new star. アンナは自分の発見にとても興奮していました。彼女は家の中に駆け込んで家族に伝えました。Anna was very excited about her discovery. She ran inside to tell her family. 彼女の両親は彼女を誇りに思い、他の人々にそれを伝える手助けをすると約束しました。Her parents were proud of her, and they promised to help her tell other people about it. アンナの好奇心と努力のおかげで、多くの人々が空にある新しい星について学ぶことができました。みんなはアンナの発見に驚きました。Thanks to Anna's curiosity and hard work, many people could learn about the new star in the sky. Everyone was amazed by Anna's discovery. 彼女はとても幸せで、これまで以上に好奇心が強くなりました。She felt very happy and even more curious than ever before. その夜、アンナは一つのことを知っていました。大人になったら天文学者になりたいと。That night, Anna knew one thing. She wanted to become an astronomer when she grew up. 星たちは彼女に多くのことを語りかけており、彼女はそれを聞く準備ができていました。The stars had a lot to tell her, and she was ready to listen.
昔々、小さな町にエミリーという内気な生徒がいました。Once upon a time, in a small town, there was a shy student named Emily. エミリーは5年生で勉強が大好きでしたが、教室の後ろで静かに座っていることが多かったです。Emily was in the 5th grade and loved studying, but she often sat quietly in the back of the classroom. ある日、中華前のこと、コリンズ先生は、クラスのペットであるハムスターのウィスカーズの世話を誰かがすることを発表しました。One day, just before the holiday break, Mrs. Collins, the teacher, announced that someone would take care of the class pet, Whiskers, the hamster. エミリーとコリンズ先生は言いました。休暇中にウィスカーズの世話をしてみませんか？ Emily, said Mrs. Collins, would you like to care for Whiskers over the break? エミリーは驚きました。彼女は今までペットの世話をしたことがありませんでした。 しかしコリンズ先生は優しく微笑んだので、エミリーはうなずいて同意しました。Emily was surprised. She had never taken care of a pet before. But Mrs. Collins smiled kindly, so Emily nodded and agreed. 翌朝、エミリーはウィスカーズを家に連れて帰りました。彼女は緊張していましたが、ワクワクしていました。The next morning, Emily took Whiskers home. She was nervous but excited. 家で、彼女は慎重にハムスターのケージを自分の寝室のテーブルに置きました。お母さんはウィスカーズに必要なものをすべて整えるのを手伝ってくれました。At home, she carefully placed the hamster cage on her bedroom table. Her mom helped her set up everything Whiskers needed. エミリーは毎日ウィスカーズに餌を与え、新鮮な水をあげました。彼女は彼に話しかけ始め、彼女の一日について話しました。Every day, Emily fed Whiskers and gave him fresh water. She even started talking to him, telling him about her day. ある寒い夕方、エミリーが宿題をしていると、音が聞こえました。それは、ウィスカーズがホイールの上を走っている音でした。One chilly evening, as Emily was doing her homework, she heard a noise. It was Whiskers running on his wheel. その時、予期しないことが起こりました。エミリーは突然の衝突音を聞きました。Then, something unexpected happened. Emily heard a sudden crash. 振り返ると、ウィスカーズがケージから飛び出していました。彼は今、彼女の部屋を冒険していました。エミリーは慎重に、そして素早くウィスカーズをケージに戻しました。She turned around and saw Whiskers had jumped out of his cage. He was now on a little adventure across her room. Emily carefully and quickly gathered Whiskers back into his cage. 彼女はペットの世話には少しの興奮が伴うことに気づきました。彼女は微笑み、今後はケージの扉をしっかり閉めることに決めました。休暇中、エミリーは多くのことを学びました。She realized that taking care of a pet involved a little excitement. She smiled and decided to tighten the cage door properly in the future. Throughout the holiday, Emily learned many things. 彼女は責任、思いやり、そして少しの勇気を学びました。休暇が終わると、彼女は学校でウィスカーズについてもっと話すようになり、クラスメートと話すことに自信を持ちました。She learned responsibility, care, and even a little bravery. She talked more about Whiskers at school when the holiday ended, feeling more comfortable speaking with her classmates. エミリーはウィスカーズを無事にクラスに返しました。コリンズ先生とクラスメートたちは、彼女がどれだけ上手に世話をしたかを見て喜びました。エミリーはウィスカーズとの休暇の冒険を誇りに思いました。Emily returned Whiskers safely to the class. Mrs. Collins and her classmates were happy to see how well she managed. Emily felt proud of her holiday adventure with Whiskers, the class hamster. それは彼女が想像していた以上のことを教えてくれ、彼を世話する機会を持てたことが嬉しかったです。その日以来、エミリーは教室の後ろにいる内気な生徒ではなくなりました。It taught her more than she imagined, and she liked having the chance to care for him. From that day on, Emily was not just the shy student at the back of the class. 彼女はウィスカーズの世話を勇敢にした女の子で、新しい挑戦に備えていました。She was the girl who bravely took care of Whiskers and was ready for new challenges.
Have you ever watched a big storm and noticed how bright lightning flashes across the sky before you hear the rumbling roar of thunder? It seems like they're playing a game of hide and seek. But there's a fascinating scientific explanation behind this curious event. First, let's break it down a bit. Lightning and thunder actually happen at the same time. When a storm brews, the sky becomes a huge stage where flashes of lightning are followed by booming sounds of thunder. But there's a twist. We see the lightning before we hear the thunder.
How could that be?
It all comes down to how fast light and sound travel. Imagine a race, and in this race, there are two competitors, lightning, which is light, and thunder, which is sound. Lightning is super speedy, zipping through the sky at a whopping 299,792 kilometers per second. It's like the fastest superhero you can imagine, zooming across the finish line almost instantly the moment the storm clouds open up. On the other hand, sound plays the role of the slower character in this story. Thunder, the sound from lightning, travels much more slowly. Sound moves through the air at about 343 meters per second. It might sound fast when compared to us on the ground, but compared to the lightning, it's like a turtle in slow motion. Now, picture this. A flash of bright lightning zaps across the cloudy sky. We see it almost instantly because of its incredible speed, but thunder, that loud boom, takes a little bit longer to reach our ears like any noise does. That's why, even though they started together, the light from lightning arrives much earlier than the sound of thunder. This difference in arrival time is also something we can use to our advantage. If you count the seconds between seeing the lightning and hearing the thunder, you can estimate how far away the storm is. For every 5-second count, the storm is roughly 1 mile away from you, so it's not just an amazing scientific phenomenon, but a helpful skill. So next time you see a flash of lightning, try the counting game and see how quickly the thundering booms follow. It's not just a fun trick, it's a way to understand how our amazing world works. Remember, lightning and thunder might seem like opposites, but together, they dance across the sky, bringing the drama of a thunderstorm to life.
In the vast expanse of space, there was a moment in history that captivated the world when humans first set foot on the moon. This incredible event is known as the first moon landing. Let's explore the story of this amazing achievement in history. On July 20, 1969, something extraordinary happened. A group of brave astronauts from NASA, America's space agency, traveled to the moon aboard a spacecraft called Apollo 11. The team consisted of 3 astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Edwin Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. They were on a mission to do what no one had done before, land on the moon. After traveling for several days from Earth, the Apollo 11 spacecraft reached the moon. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin had the special job of landing the lunar module, called the Eagle, on the moon's surface. Michael Collins stayed in the command module, orbiting the moon, waiting for their return. As the Eagle approached the moon, everyone back on Earth held their breath in anticipation. There were some tense moments, as Neil Armstrong had to take manual control to avoid landing in a rocky area. But finally, with great skill, he steered the lander safely to the surface. Then, the moment came that would go down in history. Neil Armstrong opened the hatch and, with a brave heart, climbed down the ladder. As his foot touched the moon's surface, he spoke the famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." These words echoed across the world as a symbol of human achievement and exploration. Buzz Aldrin soon joined him on the moon's surface. Together, Neil and Buzz conducted experiments, collected moon rocks, and even took iconic photographs. They spent about 2.5 hours walking on the moon, making observations that would help scientists learn more about this mysterious place. Meanwhile, Michael Collins was alone, orbiting above in the command module, keeping everything ready for their return trip to Earth. After the moonwalk, astronauts Armstrong and Aldrin returned to the Eagle, which then ascended to reunite with Collins. With all 3 astronauts safely back aboard the command module, they began their journey home. They splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean on July 24, 1969. The world celebrated this monumental achievement in awe and excitement. The first moon landing wasn't just a scientific milestone, it was a moment that brought people together, showing what humans can accomplish with courage, teamwork, and the desire to explore the unknown. To this day, the first moon landing remains one of the most remarkable achievements in history, inspiring future generations to dream big and reach for the stars.
Long ago, in ancient India, a disciple by the name of Kasyapa sought the Buddha, yearning for profound wisdom. Kasyapa had heard that the enlightened one's teachings radiant with truths that transcended words. Determined to fathom such depths, he traveled far, through cities and wilderness alike, to sit at the feet of the great teacher himself. When Kasyapa arrived, the Buddha was about to give a sermon on Vulture Peak, surrounded by a multitude of monks and lay people. The sun rose behind the Buddha, illuminating his serene presence with warm tones of gold. The assembly fell silent, anticipating the utterance of wisdom from the Blessed One. Yet, the Buddha remained quiet. Instead of speaking, he picked a beautiful lotus flower and held it aloft, showing it to his audience. The crowd was perplexed. Whispers circulated about the meaning of this gesture. Time seemed to stretch as the audience pondered over the unbroken silence. In that stillness, Kasyapa understood. He smiled. The Buddha also smiled and nodded slowly. Recognizing Kasyapa's realization, the Buddha said, "I have the treasury of the true Dharma, the ineffable mind of Nirvana. Its form is without form. It is the subtle Dharma gate, not dependent on words or letters, transmitted apart from the scriptural teaching. This I entrust to Mahakasyapa." With this, Kasyapa became the first to receive Dharma transmission from the Buddha, a lineage that continues in various forms to this day. The understanding that passed between them, unspoken and profound, became the starting point of Zen Buddhism, which cherishes the direct transmission of wisdom beyond intellectual discourse.